What's up, guys? Welcome to Grease Lightning Reactions. We're here for episode 68 of Attack on Titan, or episode 9, I think, of the final season. Here we go, beginning. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. I have no sound at all. Oh, there we go. Change something. He's holding a conch shell from the sea when they first realized what was going on. Oh, this must be going back to when they recruited this guy. Was that Eren who annihilated this crew? Oh my god! Wow, that actually looked... That must be, like, actually drawn, right? That actually looked a lot better than their Titan models have been. Or maybe the CG just looks a little better in this episode. I'm not entirely sure. Hundred... I'm glad they're filling in the gaps. Ah, the people that disappeared prior. Is that going in? Yeah, good luck. Is this the moment? That guy must interfere here. Yeah, I was like, Eren's right there! Yo! Yeah! It's missing a little bit of detail, but that looks nice. That must be... Yeah, the guy must have shot him. The blonde dude. The guy who joins their side. Elena. Oh wow, the entire crew. I was so convinced that was Armin for a while. Those are, if I remember correctly, the previous episode, they said that this guy and his crew are followers of Zeke, right? Maybe Zeke has spoken highly of Eren this whole time. I don't know. It's kind of strange. It's hard for me to tell what Zeke's ploy is. Is he actually, like, is he joining this side, realizing this is the side that has true, like, salvation for the Eldians? Because the whole reason Reiner and Marco went along with that whole thing is because they realized, like, they didn't realize, but they assumed the best path forward for Eldians would be if they had glory and, you know, put them in a better light. But maybe Zeke realized the opposite, and that's why he decided to join them. I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out soon, but yeah. And also, I did read your guys' comments from the previous episode that, you know, the person that Zeke was saying was of royal blood is Zeke himself. Obviously, his mother was a noble. I do remember them saying that. It was lightly touched upon, but I do remember the flashback when they talked about that. So. I'll be curious what they end up doing with Falco and Gabby at this point. Brave volunteers. Oh, it's a chick. I didn't even realize. Elena, it does sound like a female name, so. Ah, Sasha. What's the ploy here? This mildly long-haired Eren. Yeah, new tech. Standard issue. A milli. That's why they... Right, yeah. That's why they already knew about it when they made their escape plan. The threat of retaliation. Okay. But they became a deterrent too. Right. I figured that's what they're... Didn't expect so much. Ah, they can't. Okay, that's what it was. Oh, gata me, gata. Perfect opportunity. Oh. I might want to read that again. Ah, okay, that's what I thought it was. Okay, they conquered lands, and these are the people that they recruited from those lands. So Zeke is the person. You're the most capable of the Titans that they'd... And he's such a good operator of them. That's an interesting expression. Anti-Marleyan volunteers. Yeah, very, very different what Reiner and Marco were saying. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to see his speech in person. And now they have both. Is that? Eren looks so different like this. Huh. He knows. Eren knows. He because he didn't want to say it last time, remember? He touched the mom. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's why he was able to activate it. The rumbling. Scorched earth right there. He was afraid of what they were going to do with that knowledge. Exactly. He didn't trust the higher-ups. Such a good ploy. Yo, she is putting out fake alerts. Look at that face. Damn. Eren just... Yo! Look at that! That thing looks even more badass. Man, they're hand drawing everything now. It looks so good. Who's he talking to? Yeah, the world just opened up in front of them. Alright, this is the first time they've seen someone from an outside nation like this. What? Kami. Yeah, I guess they don't have the concept of God within the walls, right? I don't think they ever brought that up. Yo, seafood. And of course, Sasha goes for it. Then they must have table manners and all that stuff too, you know? Ah! He's like, my cooking is all that. I'd still be suspicious. Trains. Mmm. I figured Armin would be the one against that. That's a lot of death. Yeah. Do you think talk's gonna work at this point? Aren't we? Even Mikasa wants to go along with it. It's tough. Wow, that was a nice transition right there. So this whole thing was to buy them time. I think they said that before too. I think Eren said that. This is a guy. Wild. Who the hell is he beating up? Secret police. Oh, damn, he's beating him. Oh, I guess he took a liking to her after that food incident. Trained killer. Not a regular girl. Not a regular kid. Like Connie and Sasha were real close. Mm-hmm. They had a very brief, tender moment in that episode she died. Last episode? Yeah. Sasha's dead. Interesting that they finally show them back in a positive light this episode. Oh, is this... Oh, just the townsfolk. Ignorant. Yeah, how many did they lose? Like 8? I think I... He's like under house arrest at this point. Oh man, like, can you imagine these two sitting together? All the Titan serum. Yeah, they are lucky that they accelerated their knowledge. This must be his last year, right? Zeke's? She's kind of twisted. This is the way she looks at people. The Beast Titan. There. Oh my god. Oh, they're just in prison. Yeah, I really don't want to see Gabby right now, but hey. The worst would have happened anyway. Yeah, even Armin himself. You wouldn't have had the time. Yeah. Who is he talking to? He's like a pirate in front of him. Oh. Yeah, she's still crystallized. This guy. All right. Interesting episode. I think we did need a cool down after all that stuff that was going on before. It's interesting. I've always said like the peaks of Attack on Titan are kind of tough to pin down because the action heavy episodes, you guys know, especially in seasons prior, the action's decent now, but you know, in seasons prior, like that was a thing a lot of people looked forward to, is the, you know, the 3D maneuver gear, how the Titan fights were going to look and stuff like that. But slowly but surely, especially as we got closer and closer to this season, the plot elements and the characterization bit of this became just as exciting as the action bits, and I'm glad that we got to this point where story is just as important. Well, I'd say more important at this point than the action segments, because you can kind of overlook some of the artwork and action that isn't quite up to par as compared to previously. But not to say it's bad, you know. So I'm glad that like Mappa's doing the bit where the story seems to be like the heaviest focus. I'm glad they did that. You guys know like Mappa's always been one of my favorite studios, so that's for sure. I also wanted to talk really quick. I know you guys, some of you guys are probably still, a little bitter about my interpretation of what happened last time, which is fine. It seems like it's kind of like I feel like it's a 50-50 split right now. Like half of the fan base really hates Gabby, and my understanding is this is very similar to how people viewed it in the manga as well. It seems like a large number of people really sympathized more so with the Paradise side, but the anime seems more split in half. That's what I've kind of gathered. I'm at the point like what she did isn't like unforgivable, but in the moment I kind of explained what I was thinking, right? I still think Gabby's like character can recover. It's possible, but right now she's like in the dumps for me. So I never liked her from the beginning. She was an okay character at best, and a lot of I don't know. Let me know if I'm wrong here. Okay, Eren as a character in season 1 was like heavily memed, like as like, you know, like the prototypical one note protagonist. No one cares about him really. Like the people that were like super big like shonen protagonist fans, like whose favorite character was already like. This is very like generalizing people. If you think differently, this is just my interpretation of when this was going on. I think I was in like sophomore year of college. It's been like 6-7 years since this happened. But my assumption and the things I was reading in forums and online discussions is that Eren was never liked as much as he is right now. He was like annoying in a sense, entirely anger driven, like very one note personality. Like he had to go through a lot, and like there was a lot of shocking moments, but a lot of people watched Attack on Titan for the world building and the mystery and the uniqueness of the Titans and like the surprise of what was going to happen next. I don't think a lot of people were like, if you hate Gabby, you must have like, how could you have liked Eren in the beginning of season 1? I didn't. So this is very consistent, and I thought that was the consistent like opinion of Eren. But I guess I may be wrong. It just might have been my own bias against him that I assumed the rest of the community was similar, and the circles that I was in and the stuff I was reading about was also very similar. I always thought that, Levi was pretty universally liked. Armin was 50-50 at the beginning because he was kind of a wimp, and then as he started to show his like genius and people started warming up to him, and he was like a super caring person. Mikasa, no one liked because of her character. They only liked her because she was a badass. Same thing with Levi, really. Well, Levi had some like funny moments as well with the cleaning stuff and all that kind of stuff. So Levi was very well liked. And outside of that, I like a character specific, I just never saw it. To the point, like, I remember seeing in, like, Season 3 or Season 2, I don't remember which one it was, that people were saying that Eren is, like, just became the most badass and best, like, shonen protagonist ever. And I was incredulous about that. So, whereas I enjoy Eren in, like, hype moments, do I like his character, like, in the first parts of the season before we got to the revelation, all this happening? Not so much. He was never my favorite. I always sided with the Paradise side because we never knew any better. But like him as a character, it just flabbergasted me. Like I guess I was in my own bubble, but just let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe a lot of people were this way. I have no idea. I would just like to get a better grasp of what people were thinking back then versus now, and if you think that's a valid criticism or not. Like just final thought. Like I don't need like 5 paragraphs explaining why Gabby was what she did was warranted, or if why Paradise are the devils, and it's all this like perfectly understandable like essays that I'm getting, because I clearly articulate that I get it. I just don't emotionally agree with it. So that's very different from not understanding what's going on. You can be presented the same thing, and a lot of people can have a very different response to it. I think that's completely fair. So that's where I'm at. A lot of people just they're super like hyper critical, critique based. Like, oh, I'm gonna like look at the themes. I'm gonna look at this stuff and that's what's predominant to me. I'm the more of like character side. I'm more attached to like individual characters. Yes, I enjoy the plot. I enjoy dissecting the plot. I even talk about what I think the author intends in these sections, but like I have more emotional investment, and I get that can be like less appealing to a certain group of people. If you're in that group, sucks. That I just don't watch anime in that sense, and I think that should be fine. Yeah, I just wanted to clear up my thoughts and feelings. I read your comments, but when I get a paragraph or 3 paragraphs of the same thing over and over, and you don't bother to read what other people have posted, or you don't bother to listen to what I'm saying whatsoever, then we're gonna have a problem. I'm gonna get like 2 sentences into what you're saying, and it's clear to me you didn't like listen to what I said. You are making an assumption because you're angry that I don't agree with you. It just doesn't help anyone. So I get that there's differences, there's different interpretations, but that's where we're at. Anyways, this episode, very interesting. I'm glad they filled in the gaps. The artwork seemed a little better this episode for some reason. I don't know why. Just for the Titans themselves, they seem to have a little bit more detail, and I like the presentation of them. But either way, I'm glad where this season's been going, and I think Apple's been doing a great job. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Please answer some of those questions I posed to you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.